Hello and welcome to this week's reading vlog. Today is Monday morning and this week I have a lot more time to read. Last week I read Elantris, so that was definitely like taking up the whole week. This week I don't really have much going on though, so I'm reading later books, so I should definitely be able to read more this week. Just right now after Elantris, I don't know if I told you, I did start Hopeless by Elsie Silver and I'm about 200 pages in. Yeah, I'm around 200 pages in and guys, I am loving this book. Elsie Silver does it for me every single damn time. I've been so excited for Beau's book. It's definitely living up to my expectations. Like, she just gives me like that like giddy feeling. I've also like been really enjoying the Summer cameos in here because I love Summer so much. She's probably my favorite character in the whole Chestnut Spring series, so I'm loving her little cameos. And also like, oh my god, he's literally the perfect, Beau is like the perfect, such a perfect man. And I really like Bailey's character too. Like, I've been so intrigued about her since the beginning. I don't know though, I'm kind of getting sad that like knowing that I only have like 300 more pages of this series, but it's okay. I don't know, I know I usually go into these weeks with a plan and I don't really have one for this week. I don't really have like a set like this is what I want to read this week. Well, I want to finish this obviously, but I'm gonna finish this in the next day or two. So after that, I think I might read a thriller. I might be in the mood for that. Or I guess I do kind of have a plan for the week. I kind of want to read a thriller, so I might do that. And then I kind of want to read my book club book of the month just so I can like talk about, I didn't do it last month, but I like to do it in the beginning because then I can talk about it throughout or with my club. So maybe I'll do that this week or next week for sure, but we'll see how I feel. This is definitely like kind of like a mood reading week. There's something really like I feel like I have to get going on. So the only thing I really have to do this month is read Redeeming Six. So, and I've been putting it off. So I might wait till spring. I'll probably read that over spring break. I think that's probably the plan for the week, but it's definitely subject to change. But yeah, I will let you guys know. I have school all day today, so I don't know how much of this I'm gonna get done, but I do have like the whole evening to read, so I'll probably do that tonight and I will give you guys an update for the reading journal this week. Other than just like the regular updates to it, I don't know if there'll be any new spreads. I might do, you know what, I might do a Chestnut Spring spread now that like I finished the whole series, because this is like a 5-star series to me. It's one of my all-time favorite romances. It put me in like a cowboy phase, which I never thought I would say ever. So yeah, I might do a Chestnut Springs thing, but I need to find some stickers for that. Like, I have no idea what I would do for that. But so yeah, there's no like really set reading journal plan this week, but I will make updates to it and I will show you guys those updates. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else to update you guys on, so I will talk to you guys later tonight when I have read more of this. Good morning guys, it's now Tuesday. I was gonna vlog last night and give you guys an update, but I didn't. My battery died, so. And then I fell asleep waiting for it to charge. So I am on page 419 and I'm about this far done. I've made a really big dent last night and I am loving this book so much. I just love the Chestnut Spring series, and the closer it gets to the end, I have about 100 pages left, the closer I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do when it's over? Like, this series is like one of my favorite things ever. So dealing with that, but you know, we'll move past that. This one hair, I don't know what's going on with it, but the past like few days it's just like been sticking up like that, so we're gonna ignore that for now. But anyway, back to Hopeless. I am actually obsessed with this. I think that the pairing is working really well together. Honestly, the age gap, that's a lot of like I hear a lot of people talk about, because she's 22 and he's 35, which like, yeah, maybe in real life I'd give it kind of the side eye. However, in book form it doesn't really bug me. Also, considering like where she is in her life and like what she's gone through in her life. I don't know, it doesn't really feel like that big of like an immaturity gap as I'm reading it. And I don't know, as long as it's not like a minor or like fresh out of high school, it really doesn't bug me. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't have that issue that I've seen people have. Also, I do think like what makes them really good for each other is like Beau has been through a lot like in the past books, as I've said, but like he's like literally been doing nothing to like help him like heal from it, to like heal himself from what he's gone through. And I feel like everyone else in the book has been like walking on eggshells around him because like they don't want to like set him off, or like they're trying to give him some grace after what he's been through. But like she's the only one who's like, okay dude, literally get your shit together. Like I feel like she's not afraid to like say it as it is, which I think is exactly what he needs. Like he was going to like sit there and mope for the rest of his life if it wasn't for her. And like yes, it's justified because like he's been through a shit ton, but like at some point you gotta move on and you gotta like live your life. And like it was kind of frustrating to read it because like I've like loved Beau throughout the entire series, and it kind of sucked seeing him like this. But like I feel like Bailey is like really good for him because she has lived a much less like privileged life than him. She gives him a little bit of reality, gives him a little bit of reality checks. Like she makes him have definitely some more perspective on things that I think he definitely has been lacking throughout the book. I'm sorry, this thing, like look at that. What? This is driving me nuts. Why is it just sticking straight out? Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. And now it's not even trying. You know what? It's just gonna sit there and we're gonna pretend like it's like a fashion statement on my part. Anyway, but yeah, overall I'm really enjoying it. I see this being a 5 stars for me. It's definitely on the 4 or 5. I don't know how it's gonna end, so I guess we'll see. But I definitely want to finish this today. I think I definitely can finish it today. It'll probably be later tonight, but I will give you guys an update on like my final rating and my final thoughts later today. Finished my book. I'm very excited. I loved this book. Loved it. Elsie Silver never fails me, never disappoints me. God, I have such an obsession with the series, and I actually like don't know what to do with myself. There's no more of these. Okay, they hinted at the character who's going to be like the first book in like her next book, and he seems pretty nice. Like I was really vibing with him in this book. I'm getting really excited for his next book, and I'm so happy I read this so I can like kind of have an idea of him before reading his book. But oh god, I just love this woman. The whole book I was thinking this was gonna be a 5-star read, but then third act breakup happened. I just felt like she was mad for no reason. Like I kind of get it, like I kind of got it when she explained it, and I feel like that made me less annoyed. But like at first I was like, girl, literally calm down. Like it kind of felt like it was just kind of made conflict so for the purpose of a third act breakup. But you know, we can ignore that for sake of the reading. I might just rate it 5 stars. It made me so happy. Like this book, I was giggling and kicking my feet the whole time. I love this book so much that I feel like I can overlook it. Like I just think it's higher than a 4 stars. So I actually don't know yet, because that's literally the only thing teetering me away from a 5 stars. But like I got the 5-star feeling, so I don't know if I'm just being picky or I don't know what's going on. I will, when I do my like summary of the week at the end, I will let you guys know my final rating for this. However, on to the next read. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I have 2 ideas, actually 3. I have a good TBR this one, guys. I feel like I'm having trouble picking. My 3 options, they're all different genres, so I just have to decide what genre I'm in the mood for. Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies for a cozy fantasy. Final Girls for a thriller. Bertrand and Blackbird for a serial killer romance. I don't know when I'm ever in the mood for this, but it's my book club book. I don't know, guys. I wish I could talk to you for real and you guys could just tell me what to read. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to pine and stare at these books for a solid 20 minutes until I decide what to read next. That's kind of the process. If you're like ever like, oh, how does she pick her next read? I stare at them for an absurd amount of time until I come to a conclusion. That is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shock everyone and go with Butchered and Blackbird. Look at me actually reading my book club book of the month. I am not leaving it to the last minute. You know what really got me about this book, truly, is the content and trigger warnings on the first page. And you scroll through them, you're looking down, and one of them is not so accidental cannibalism. And I'm incredibly intrigued. I'm a little concerned, slightly, not more than slightly. I'm extremely concerned, but you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I want to try something new, something fresh. Let's see how it goes. I might end up having a really fun time. Who knows? It's a viral friends to lovers dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. That sounds like something I'd enjoy. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna try it. I'm on kind of a romance high right now from Hopeless, so that's kind of what made me choose it. It's pretty short. I do really want to read a thriller this week, so I'm probably gonna read Final Girls next, but you know, who knows what I'm gonna do. This is not the path that I thought this week would go, and yet here we are. So that's so much fun about the vlogs, you know? They twist and turns at every moment. So I'm gonna go with this, and I'm very excited about it actually. I also really like, it has a playlist and it has a song for each chapter, like a couple songs for each chapter, so that's pretty sick. I like how like it's categorized like that. What else do I like? I flipped over here and the ice cream cone is kind of fun. Like I love like little title pages like this. So, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. This is the plan. I'm cautiously excited. But what time is it? It's 9:13, which may not seem like it's late to you, but this is like my midnight. So I might read the prologue and read a couple chapters, but I will let you guys know what I'm feeling in the morning probably, or honestly I'm probably not gonna have an update in the morning. Definitely sometime tomorrow, but I will let you guys know. And let me know if you guys have read this and like your thoughts, because I'm sure I'm gonna have thoughts. So and I'm very curious about like what your thoughts are on not so accidental cannibalism. Never thought I'd say in my life. What did my life come to? What am I reading? But I love it, you know? I'm having fun. This is not where I thought I'd be at 20 years old, but that's okay. I'm a little sleepy if you guys can't tell. But yeah, we're off to a really good start, guys. It's only Tuesday and I have one book down. I want to read 3 books this week. I don't really know if that's gonna happen, but we'll try. And I'm not reading like a 600-page Brandon Sanderson like I was last week, so sorry, my cat is screaming for God knows what reason. But this week should be a much more chill week for reading wise, and I kind of need it after last week, if you guys couldn't tell. Hi, Hanman. Look at Sweetie. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling at this point, so I'm just gonna update you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, I look so rough right now. It's been a long day. It's like night, it's like 10 o'clock. So when it's Wednesday, I had school all day. Now it's time for my week. It's crazy that like I have a weekend, but love that community college life. I have more time for reading now, but I did read a lot tonight. I have some thoughts for sure. This is the most unique book I've really ever read. It's a wild concept, to be honest. Like I don't know what it's trying to be. Like it's a rom-com, it's a serial killer romance, it's a dark romance, it's kind of a thriller. Like there's a lot of gore in it, and I'm like, what are you? Like I'm so confused. But you know what, I'm very entertained. I'm kind of eating it up. I don't even know if I like it. Like I don't particularly know. I know the gore gets worse, that's what I've heard about it, and that makes me very nervous because I do not handle any kind of gore very well. I guess we'll see how this goes, but for right now, the rom-com-y bits I'm living for. I like mystery and thriller, so I like that part. It's just the part where it gets like really into gore I'm kind of struggling with. So here are my thoughts. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget them. Literally I started the first chapter last night, and I was literally like getting queasy. Like the first chapter right off the bat, like I was like So that was off to a rough start, but it got better. I've pushed through, because I think what I really liked is like really immediately the guy was like geeking over her. Like, he's a fan of her. Like, he was just so obsessed over her. I just think it's really funny how he idolizes her as like a serial killer. You know me, I will love any man in a book who is just like foaming at the mouth for the girl. Like, that's all I really want to read about. Like, the girl could be so complacent and I don't care. I'm like, you live your best life, queen. Like, I don't care what she does. But the man, like, that girl has to be his only sole focus for living. And that's why I liked Hopeless so much, because that's literally what it was. And this is kind of what this is becoming. But okay, one thing I have an issue of is these people are serial killers. Okay, they're breaking, like, they're like multiple felonies. They're looking at life in prison. Okay, they're looking at the death penalty. Okay, and they're just casually meeting up for lunch and yapping about about killing people, about like literally the crimes that they've committed. I'm like, you are in the middle of a diner right now. Like, one person overhears you and you're done for. Also, you're two serial killers like meeting together in public, and they do this like a lot in the first 100 pages. Like, they kind of talk very casually about their serial killer tendencies, or they allude to it very casually, and they're always talking about how like, oh my god, the FBI isn't even like close to catching me. I'm like, yeah, but like Sally from marketing that's sitting next to you in this diner can hear you. So I don't know why you think you're that slick. Like, they think they're so slick. This is not spoiling anything. This is like literally the first chapter. I promise. I just think, I'm just like, what are you doing, you know? Anyway, the dark circles are dark circling right now. And I think I've spent enough time questioning, I really should not be questioning the logistics of a serial killer rom-com. Like, I think I'm just thinking too hard about it. So, and once I just started to try to like take it as it is and enjoy it, I've been having a lot more fun. So, I don't know if that's a good thing, but I'm having fun, and that's really all that matters. But hopefully I want to finish this definitely by the weekend, so I can finish the third book in this vlog. I'm definitely not gonna, I might be able to finish the third book in this vlog, but I'm very doubtful. But I'm definitely gonna finish this by the end of the vlog and start a new one. So that's kind of the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this chaotic update. This book is bringing out a lot of emotions in me, but I'm gonna go to bed, hopefully get rid of these, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's Friday morning. I didn't vlog yesterday because honestly I was just having a bad day, so that's okay. Everyone has bad days. I was really sad because I really wanted to finish my book yesterday, but you know, today's a new day. I have I'm on page 227 of it now. I don't know if I told you I got to the accidental cannibalism part from the trigger warnings in the beginning, and that was a little concerning. 2BH, I kind of abbreviated. I am really liking it so far. It's definitely, I don't know what it's gonna end up being. I don't know how to read this, but I have about 100 pages left, and I'm gonna try and finish it this morning. I will update you guys on my final thoughts when I'm done, and then we can pick up my next read together. Finished! Second book in a week. This has been and it's Friday, like at noon. So I feel like this has been a good reading week for me. Like 2 books in a week. Well, I'll probably be around 2.5. It's a good average. So I finished Butcher and Blackbird. It was an interesting read. I was entertained. I have no idea how to read this. Like, genuinely have no clue. I think I'm kind of in between a 3 and a 4. Honestly, I'm in between a 2 and a 4, anywhere in that range, because some parts were 2 stars for me, because I just thought like the gore was like just kind of unnecessary at times. I don't know, like I felt really squeamish, and maybe I'm just squeamish and it's not really the book's fault. I don't know, because some parts are too, like the gore was kind of really bad, and then like I feel like sometimes the transitions were a little weird. Like sometimes one thing was happening and then like the next chapter, like it was like a year later, which I guess like this book like takes place over like 4 years, and I was like, wait, it's been a year, like what has happened? Like it doesn't really explain it very well. But then some parts, like the parts where like they're like Rowan, like the way that he like talked about her and acted towards her, like genuinely, like I really liked Rowan. And I also really liked like whenever they like work together to like try and find a killer, and those parts were always really fun. And like he also did like some really sweet gestures for her, which like I was really enjoying. And then some parts of the 3-star parts I was just like I just wasn't loving all of it, you know. I think I'll probably go with 3 stars because it's like averages it out, you know. But like I definitely would recommend this book because it was a really fun read. Like even though I'm squeamish, I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy this. Like it's super unique and it was super fun. But also if you are gonna read it, like it's on the first page, like but like there's like a whole grocery store list of trigger warnings. Read them like before you go into this book. But overall I did enjoy it. I had a fun time reading it. I read it in a couple days. It was a really quick read. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 3 stars probably. I might change my mind, but I'll let you guys know at the end of the vlog. For my next read, I feel like I was in the mood for a thriller before going into that. If I was going purely off of like what I was like feeling of reading, I would have gone with Final Girls, but I wanted to read my book club book. But I'm not really in the mood for a thriller anymore because I feel like that was really gory and I'm like kind of not in the mood for that anymore. So I think I'm gonna go, I don't know what I'm gonna go with. Maybe a fantasy, but I have no idea. I'm not really in the mood for a romance either because I just read 2 romances. So let's see. I really feel like I'm feeling Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Like I really want to get to this month. So I feel like this is what I'm gonna read next. I've heard so many amazing things about it and I'm really like, I just think I'm gonna like how it's written. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read this. I love in books when they do like, they did it in Daisy Hates where they have like the little footnotes on the bottom, and I love that. And I just flipped 2 pages and saw one, so I think I'm gonna go with this. I feel like a cozy fantasy is what I need after all that, so I'm gonna go with this next. And I haven't had time to go over and get any stickers for like or do anything for the Chestnut Springs spread, so that might not happen this week, but it might. We'll see. But I don't know how much book journaling I have because I did my March spread last week and there's not really any too many updates, but I'll definitely show you guys if I do the Chestnut Springs spread. I might just doodle. I'm not very good at it, but I can maybe do it. But anyway, this is stuff it down. This is gonna be the next read. Oh my god, also I just bought this little book charm and it has a little mushroom on it, and the cover of this book has little mushrooms. How perfect is that? So anyways, that's the bookmark of the day. I want to have enough bookmarks, so like I'm obsessed with bookmarks. Like I've also been really obsessed with these little charm ones recently, so I definitely want to have more, and I want to start doing like a bookmark, like have a bookmark to match every book I read. So I'm really excited that the mushroom's gonna perfectly fit this book. Like it's a perfect vibe. Hey guys, I am on a little reading update. I'm on page 48. I wanted to read a lot more tonight because I literally had nothing going on tonight, but unfortunately my stomach has had other plans because my stomach always hurts and my stomach's been really bugging me tonight. So well, hopefully I start feeling a little better. I'm feeling a little better now, so hopefully it stays like that, and I want to read a little bit more. On a brighter note, I am obsessed with this, but I don't know how to explain it, where like nothing is happening and like it kind of reads like a textbook. Well, I'm in this anthropology class right now, and like we learn about like field work and like ethnographic field work, and that's literally what she's doing. And I'm like really making connections for my college class to like my little fairy books. I just think the writing is so fun, and I love books like this. Like I've said before, like I'm not a huge like plot girly. Like the writing and the characters are what's the most important to me, and I love Emily Wilde as a character. She's honestly super relatable because she has trouble talking to people, which is very real. And I don't know, this book is like just like a warm like hug on like a cold winter day, and I just love that so much. And oh my god, today with the footage earlier, it was, I don't know if you could tell, I was trying to get a picture of it, like it was so rainy and cloudy, and it was getting like a little dark, and it was like you could hear the patter of the rain on the side of the house, and I was just sitting here like reading Des, and it was, the vibes were just so immaculate. It was just so amazing. All in all, I'm really enjoying this book. My camera is about to die, so I will give you guys more thoughts tomorrow when I'm a little bit further in, but so far I am loving it. And I know it like has dates on the front, and my birthday is coming up on it, and that's just the most fun when your birthday is like mentioned in a book. I don't know guys, I'm getting like a type of feeling reading this, so hope maybe that'll stay, maybe this, I don't know, I don't want to jinx it. Anyway, loving this book, and I'm gonna read a little bit more tonight, and I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. Today is going to be the last day of the vlog. It's Sunday, which is also the day that you're gonna be seeing the vlog, but for the last day of the vlog, I don't have any reading journaling stuff to do, but I do have something a little exciting. I went to Barnes yesterday, and I went a little nuts. So I'm gonna give you guys a little haul. But I had a lot of points. I had like $50 in points, so I feel like in my head it's okay. It was basically free. Anyway, so I wanted to give you guys an update on Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies because I am about halfway through, and I am still absolutely adoring this book. I think the writing style is so whimsical, and I just feel so like comforted when I'm reading this book, and I just love it so much. So you guys will see me reading it next week's vlog, so if you guys want to know my final thoughts on it, you guys can watch that next Sunday. But for right now, I am like adoring this book. So anyway, I love it very much. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about it, because like it's kind of hard to talk about it because like there's really not a plot. Like there isn't like really anything to comment on other than like, yeah, she's just researching fairies. I really do like her personality though. I think it's really funny, and it's super relatable, where she's just always like, I don't want to be talking to people at all. Like I just want to be reading my book. I don't want to talk to anybody. And I'm like, that is just so real. Like, me too, girl. So I do like reading about that. Let's get into the book haul, because I'm very excited. I haven't gone book shopping in like months, or like real book shopping. So, and then I bookshop now, and I'm not gonna go again until the end of April because I'm waiting for a ton of new releases, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to get them like all at once. So the first book I got was this book called Wayward by Amelia Hart, and I honestly just saw the display at Barnes because it like had all the foliage and like all, like it was a really cool display, and it caught my eye. And then the worker was like, oh my god, that book is so good, and I'm like, you know what, I trust you. But I've never heard of it, but you know, like I love books like that because I feel like I go into it with no like preconceived notions, and this looks really good. Like I started reading the back. It's about like the stories of like 3 women across 5 centuries. Like it's like 1942, 1619, and 2019. It said it is an enthralling novel of female resilience and transformative power of the natural world, which perfect for Women's History Month. I was kind of hoping to get a book like this for Women's History Month. And it's like the first one, she's like in a cottage. It's very like kind of cottage vibes, which I love. And then kind of it's a lot of witches too, so like definitely like fantasy. It is a fantasy, so I'm very excited. And it is a debut novel, so I think that's really cool. Anyway, I was really excited about this. And then when I went to the counter, my next book this was not a book that I like chose. I went to the counter and she was like, oh, like you have, do you want to get one by 150% off? And I'm like, no, it's okay. I didn't want to like hold up the line, but she had one up there and she's like, based on your stack, you are going to like this one. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll try it. So that book is Compass and Blade, and I've literally never heard of this. I've never heard it being talked about. It's also a Barnes & Noble monthly pick. I'm really excited because I just love going to books so blind, and this is definitely blind, and it's a short one, so I feel like this will be like a quick fantasy, which I like. And I think it's like kind of, it's like a remote isle, and like it's shipwrecks. It's about shipwrecks, so I think that's really cool. Like I like piratey kind of books and like all that. I don't think this is pirates, but like I do like reading about like the sea and all that, so I think I'm really gonna enjoy it. So I'll give it a try. And I got 50% off. So the next book I got, I literally didn't know that. I didn't know Lynn Painter was coming out with another book. I didn't know she had another adult romance out, but I went to the table and I was like, oh my god, Lynn Painter, a Lynn Painter that I haven't read? That's crazy. So I got Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, and it's also super short. I really had no idea what it was about. I just picked it up because I'm like, it's Lynn Painter. So I was really excited about this because I just think Lynn Painter is just so perfect for when I need like a little palette cleanser. I think it's about like wedding objectors. Like he objects her wedding because she found out that her fiance cheated. That's gonna be interesting. Anyway, the next book I am so psyched about. I didn't know it was out yet. Another one where I was like, oh my god, you're here. And it is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, and I love Kennedy Ryan. I've only read one of her books, so I love that book that I read though, and it was the first one in the series, and it was the first book that I read in 2023, and I actually made a video of it. I think it's like my first video I ever made, and I gave it 5 stars. I was obsessed with it, and now it's the second one, and I was like, and I've been waiting for this. And isn't the cover like stunning? Like this is gorgeous. So I was really excited about this. But Kennedy Ryan's books always like got me, so I'm prepared to cry. I know like she just has a way. It's always like her books are just like more than romance. I think it's about this woman who, like, I think the man she like built her life with betrayed her, and she like has a daughter she needs to keep safe, but then there's this guy who is also a single dad. She doesn't know if she can like trust him. So I think this will just kind of like, it just sounds like it's not tropey at all. It's just like just a love story, you know, like a realistic love story, and I love that she writes books like that. So I'm very intrigued. I'm very excited. The next book, honestly I was never had that much interest in it because I've just seen it everywhere, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get it. It's Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I don't know guys, I think it's just I didn't have an interest in it because I wasn't like crazy on my fantasy phase. I saw that Katie is reading really liked this book, and she like referenced it, so I was like, yeah, I always love her recommendations. I got my Emily Wilde recommendation from her, so I was like kind of hyped up from that. So, and also I think it was like I saw on the little blurb thing, like, you know, sometimes they write the little things that were like, it was like dark academia for fairy tale lovers or something like that, and I was like, I do love fairy tales. I talk about how much I love fairy tales all the time, so that kind of sold me. So I was very excited about this. I think this is about, I don't really know what it's about, to be honest. It's a gothic fantasy, and I think it's just about like kind of like a creepy mansion, but like she's enthralled by it. I don't know, I'm super excited about this though. Next book is what I actually went into Barnes for and left with 7. We don't have to talk about it, and it's the second book in, it's Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherworld. I literally just got it because I was like, I was there and I was like, I know I'm gonna want to read this one after, like, not maybe directly after, but I knew I was gonna want to read this eventually, so I was like, I'm just gonna go get it. And look at this cover, it is stunning. Like it literally just looks like a fairy tale because it like, there's no dust jacket, like that's literally just the cover, and I've never really see that, and I love it. I think more books should do that because I don't think there's really any ever need for a dust jacket. But yeah, there's not really much I can say about this because it's the second book, so I don't even really know what it's about because I don't want to spoil myself. This is going to be read very soon. Then my last book in my haul, god, why do I do this to myself? I got The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Last week I finished Elantris, and I still have to read like the short story and like the little novella, but like those are gonna be really quick. So I was like, and the next one is Way of Kings, so I was like, I just kind of have to get it. I was like, I'll just get it while I'm here because I'm gonna buy it soon eventually. So That's kind of my thought process on that. I ended up buying it. It's 1,000 pages, guys. Wait, I heard it's 1,008 pages. Yep, it's 1,001. So that's gonna be my first 1,000-page book, and I think that's gonna be really fun. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna go about this. Like, I feel like I should read it like with other things so I don't like get too slumpy. I don't know. I also really hate reading 2 books at once because I always start to gravitate towards one book over the other. So I guess we'll see. I don't know, but I just feel like I can't do this all at once. Like, I'll go kind of insane, and I think I'll go into a slump. So those are all the books that I bought yesterday. I'm super excited. Let me know if you read any of them and if you liked any of them. Now let's do a recap of all the books that I read this week. So first book I read this week was Hopeless, and I rated it 5 stars. Loved it so much. That's the final rating I'm sitting at because I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and I just love this series so much. Next book I read was Butchered and Blackbird this week, and I have settled on a rating of 3 stars because there are some things I really enjoyed, and then some things I really didn't enjoy. And then I read half of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, so obviously there's no rating yet for that, but I am very much enjoying my time with this, and I wish I could have finished it this week, but that's okay that I didn't, and I will have the final rating for you next week. So yeah, I think that concludes this week's reading vlog. I hope you guys like the reading vlogs every week because I love them very much, and I'm thinking I kind of want to start like doing like, I love like the reading vlog like type videos people do, like, oh, like number generator picks how much I read each day and like blah blah, but like it's kind of hard to film those while I do the weekly reading vlog, so I'm thinking I might just mush them together and do like, oh, this week's reading vlog I'm going to like have my mom pick my books out, like something like that, just to mix it up every once in a while. But I don't know, I kind of have to plan that out. But let me know how you guys feel about that idea, or if you have any suggestions that correlate to that idea. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!